Good morning, everybody. It's Christine Bertram coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's Saturday. Yay! Oh, we made it to the end of another week, and we're winding down the month of March. It's the 27th. Oh, it's the 28th today. And I'm not used to doing lives on Saturday mornings. This is not my normal protocol. So I'm just happy to be here with you. I'm not a morning person, you guys. If you've been watching me for many years, you know I've tried some 9 and 10 o'clock morning lives. And I originally was thinking to do this one at 10. And I thought, no, don't do that to yourself. That's going to be stressful. So we in my head, I said, put it till 10:30 because then at least you've got that half-hour buffer in the morning to wake up to the taste of Folgers in my cup. No, I don't have Folgers. I have something else. I don't know if it's Door County coffee or whatever it is, but I generally do drink coffee in the morning to wake me up before we go, right? I'm full of songs already. Look at Zana's here. Oh my gosh, Zana. So you don't get me so much at 6 p.m. because you're already sleeping, and now we're in the morning and you're in the afternoon already. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. Oh my goodness. Hi, Melanie Foy. Hi, Kari Dwyer, and I see Debbie Gass as early bird, and so is Julie Damaris. Woohoo! So you guys, I moved downstairs because I was upstairs yesterday, and in the interim, I was gonna bring the card I made featuring notes of spring, and I was sitting here and I thought, well, where did I set the cards? I have no idea. They're somewhere between upstairs and down here. I grabbed them and I thought, well, show them off today so that people can see the stamp set and the card that I made, but nope, I can't. So the saying is, and my dad says this a lot, but he got it from my mom's great-grandma, I think. So it's somewhere in the great-grandmas. But the saying is, if you don't have it in the head, you have to have it in the legs. And that means that if you forget something, it's because you forgot. You have to use your legs to go get it. So if you don't have it in the head, you have to have it in the legs. And I thought to myself, well, I was live and I realized it wasn't here. I'm like, do I wait and go get it? And I'm like, nah, it's all right. You guys, we made an awesome card yesterday featuring the notes of spring, and there's a whole class on it. And I played it for Tyler. So Tyler doesn't, he doesn't watch my lives, but I had to show him how Bigger Tigger was napping in my crafting area, and I let him nap there as long as possible. So I had him watch the first, at 15 minutes or 10 minutes, but he watched it on fast forward. So he had it on 4 times the speed. So, and he thought, oh, I'll just watch this quick live that Chris is doing. And then he realized that it was 2 hours long. He's like, oh no, I'm not investing 2 hours of my time into watching her. So he watched a bit in the front end with Bigger Tigger, and that was about it. But he thought it was cute with Bigger Tigger. So hi, Gwengoda from Hawaii. Oh, thumbs up. Yes, I appreciate the thumbs up, you guys. I don't say this a lot, but I just thumbs up myself too. I don't say this a lot because I am too engrossed in what we're doing and talking about that I don't remind people to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't remind people to do the thumbs up. And when you guys throw that comment on here, it helps me remember to do that because it's the last thing in my mind to say, oh yeah, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, or however the guys do it. So hi, Connie Moore. I see you're with me too. You just popped up on the iPad. You did send me a text about create and play or game night, whatever it's called now. So yeah, you guys, if you call it, so my nose is even running from drinking warm coffee and being in a cold room. So that's how it goes. If you guys call it, hi, Benita. If you guys call it game night, I don't care. Like, I just know that I would prefer for myself to call it create and play. So just so you know, if I call it create and play, it's game night. And if you call it game night, I'll know you mean create and play, and we're all good. So, but the acronym is going to change to C&P, so create and play, or CP, something like that. I use the acronyms a lot when we are sending out stuff, but I've learned that it's very helpful for Amanda, who helps me with registrations and payments. She's my sister-in-law, and she doesn't know all the acronyms, and she doesn't know what months classes were held in. So I've learned that the more information I put in your registration email with the name of the class and maybe the month, that helps both her and us, her and me on the back end. So yay. Kitty is waiting for water. Oh, so he just had water too. So I don't know if he really is or not. We'll see. Move your cup, buddy. See if you want more water. He was just at the watering hole about 20 minutes ago, and I could have sworn he drank on that watering. So let's see if you even go over there. We'll have to. Gwen will keep an eye on you, buddy. She's going to be watching you like a hawk to see if you actually take water. So, and Gwen, you'll have to remind me because I will start to tune out the water running. So if he's not drinking water, say, hey, don't forget to shut off the water. But he drank for about 4 minutes earlier. So I don't know if he just wants to puddle or just he wants to be next to me. So we'll see what happens. All right. So we have lots of classes coming up in April. And there was a whole separate class showcase on Thursday, the 26th. And there's a lot. And I just want to say I don't want to say I'm sorry because I can't help but offer lots of things to everybody, but it can be overwhelming. And I'm sorry for that feeling if I do overwhelm people because I love to share and I love to create, and I can't just do one class or two classes or three. And in the month of April, it was a culmination of a lot of things. I actually have the sheet. The sheet is here. Hang on. Let me go grab it. I've been talking about this sheet all week. And I just saw that it was sitting right here. And so, you guys, I've been talking about how many cards we're kitting up this week. And so this is the sheet I've been referring to. So for April kitting, we went a little bit excessive. And we have our 5 core classes, which are the first 4, which are ink, paper, scissors, monthly class, let's just stamp, sweep, bundle, and technique club class is this one. But then we added in the in-color retirement class, the order-based class, and this, when I wrote the slip out, I hadn't changed the name, but create and play or game night, the card benefit, and then stamp a stack. I have a sale-a-bration celebration to celebrate the silvers on my team who are silver as of April 1st. I have a team meeting and I'm planning, so these are the quantities, and then each one has a number of cards that are associated with it. And then I have a small business showcase that I host with all my friends who do other businesses like they're not 31, but Scentsy, Pampered Chef, Tastefully Simple, all that stuff. And then we have a Radically Retro swap party where we're going to be swapping out 1,600 cards. And then there's the Paper Pumpkin March that's altered and edited. Okay, so Gwen, he didn't even drink, and now I'm shutting off the water. So, and then we've got the Paper Pumpkin altered and edited class. And for that one, I think we're planning 48, and the number we use for cards is 2.5. So yeah, so all of this first stuff adds up to 3740, and then 1,600 swap cards, and then that number, whatever that is, probably another 100. So we're just shy of 4,000 cards that we're kitting up. And we started the kitting process last Monday. And if you can see, the table is from like that, there's a box, that whole area is full of card boxes and stuff that's starting to get prepped. And then by the end of next week, we should have everything kitted. So I would have to say that we're really close. If we look at this, I love, you guys, we talked about yesterday, I love crossing things off. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more things to kit, and we've got 5 things done. But the funny thing is, I really didn't have it in my radar that we were going to even kit card classes this past week, but the girls are asking for stuff to work on, and I thought, well, we have all the stuff back for certain cards, so let's start prepping and kitting. And what happened is we started designing before Long Beach, and so those materials came back. So yay! So that's how it works. So we're rocking and rolling, and we're making things happen. What would you say? We're kicking butt and taking names. I don't know if it's from a movie or something. So, all right. Connie says, I just wanted to make sure you got all 3 registrations. My email says only 2. So, Connie, when you said that, I saw your message. I went in last night and I looked at the Create and Play registration form, and it looked like there was a setting that wasn't turned on, and what it didn't turn on was the automated response to you to let you know I got your registration. So I went in and I did change that. So if you would go register now, you would get an automated response saying that you responded and what your responses were. So you don't have to redo it though, because it will just give me 2. Now the crazy thing is, and I don't know if the person is watching, and I'm hoping that I catch them. I didn't make it a requirement that you had to put your name on that form. Like, why wouldn't I do that? So somebody yesterday, the second last person to fill out that form, didn't include their name. And so now I have 5 lucky numbers from somebody, and I don't know whose lucky numbers they are. No clue. No clue at all. And I don't know how to figure it out because I thought maybe I could see the person's email address, but because I took off because somebody couldn't fill it out because it was asking for email address, so I took that off. I thought as long as I have a first name and a last name and the numbers, that's all that matters. So I don't know. We'll have to figure out how I can get that person to let me know that it's them. But so putting out a public service announcement, I should look up the numbers and tell you what the numbers were. And then maybe that person might recognize their numbers and they would be like, oh, that's me. It's a me, a Mario. Let's see if create and play. The numbers that the person picked that didn't give me their name are 1, and then they put 15, and then 16, 4, and 7. All right. So, Connie, I got your numbers. They came in here, so you're good. I got 3, 15, 19, 22, and 24. So, wonderful. All right. So, if you did have numbers 1, 15, 16, 4, and 7, and you put them in that order, I need you to tell me that that's you, or when it comes down to it, at the very end, I go back, and if somebody hasn't given me their numbers, I ask them for their numbers. So, as long as they registered, that's all that matters. So, yeah. It's Anna, it's not you. I know it's not you. So, all right. So the other thing that I want to share, and I'm going to share this almost every single time because the card making benefit is like probably the most making a difference type of event we have on the calendar for next month, and it's because the proceeds go to help 3 different organizations. We have the Autism Society, the MS Society, and then also Healing for the Ages. And with your donation of 40 for kits or 45 for made cards, you get the 6 cards that I'm showing you. And this one is either in a blue or a green option. We had 64 blue and we had 128 green. That's how that worked. And then we've got that one. The die cutters, the helpers, they all gave their time to get the bits and parts together. And we're just starting now the process of making the made cards. We generally make 35 sets of the made cards. And so, oh, there they are. Oh, I'm so excited. They're right here. So the card benefit, you guys, the information is on April 25th for that. So you can find that information. And my goal is to fill 192 spots. And I think we're at about 65 now. So we're getting there slowly but surely. That's how that works. Okay, so here's the notes of spring. I had it underneath the cards, which is awesome. Oh, I'm so excited I had them right here. I had them here the entire time I was talking. So this was the card that Connie Moore made. And then she provided the recipe card, which is right here. I did edit the picture that was on the website and on the Facebook to include some of my notes there. And so pretty card here that she made like that and that. And about an hour ago, I took a moment and I finished the back of my card. And so this was the card that I ended up making with the notes of spring set. And then when you open mine up, I've got the little dudes on the inside. And on my back, I have May Your Day Be Filled with Love and Happiness. And that was that Susan Campfield set, the $1 Million set. Love it. Now, I am noticing that I'm going uphill slightly, but you know what? I'm okay with it because I'm going to be. So I'll have Kelly photograph these and we'll share them on the event. Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're not making cards. We're just showing off card classes that are available for you. I do pretty good at forecasting because if you think I've been doing card classes now since 2016, and to say that this is, I guess, all that I have left, I'm okay with it. And what happens is we have to forecast, and I hate being short. And if we're short, I am already short. So if we're short more, then I feel bad, and we'll end up kitting more. If there's usually at least 4 people extra, we'll kit up. As long as we have the materials, we'll kit more. So we have run out, but we've been able to usually make it right, or I've just had to say no to some people, which makes me sad because I always hate saying no to people. But I over forecast, and so it just ebbs and flows, and eventually then all of a sudden the cards are gone or the class is gone. And so I'm happy to, it was really crazy. I've had that Sweet Jars game night. It was from July of last year. I've had that one extra set since July of last year, and then I showed it off. I've been showing it off every time, and then last month 3 people asked for it. So I gave it to the first person that asked for it, and that's how that goes. But all of a sudden, it's gone. Yay. And then I think that Margine Eskelson, you just got my last season of Chic, which was from July of 2023. So I think that has to have been my oldest class that I have. And Margine, if you're watching, I put a little surprise in there and I put a little note, but I had 4 extra card kits that weren't with the paper, and they were there, but they didn't have their own ribbon, gems, or DSP. So I stuck the extra 4 card kits in with the last one. So now you've got 8 cards to make using all your supplies, which you should be able to make it happen. I'm pretty certain it'll be okay. And if not, you can improvise and use some other paper, but I'm pretty sure that 1 pack or 1/4 pack of DSP is enough to do both cards. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that season of Chic is gone. Yay! So what's really great is then when the last card kit goes, I can erase it off the back end of my past classes. And so if you're ever wondering where you can find my past classes, it's cardsbycrispy.com. And when you go there, you need, so you can see here I updated the recipe card here. So if you refresh your screen, then the recipe card here from Connie, I've got my handwritten notes on the changes. So you guys give her kudos, because it's hard to write up a recipe and to be as as precise as she was. She was looking actually at a card that wasn't in inches. It was in metric. So she was converting it over, and she felt bad. And you guys, Connie, never feel bad. It's just paper, right? So Naughty Nancy would say it's just paper. Don't think anything more of it. But kudos to you for taking a card that wasn't in inches and converting it into inches for us. So on the announcements and what's up, that's the first section. And then I have a little resources section. And if you're ever looking for all of the past catalogs and the flyers, when you click that, it takes you to a different part of my website that has a lot of different catalogs dating back to 2024 and all of the online exclusive flyers. So that's always there in case you guys are curious. But then underneath here is the past classes section. So I'm not going to work in this in order like I did for my showcase. I'm going to pull boxes, and none of that is in the same order as this. But know if it's dark bold like that, it's hyperlinked. So if you're curious what the November of 2025 paper pumpkin was, there it is. And I do have, I think, 2 kits. So the past paper pumpkins I have are always over there. So I have a Mountain Majesties, which was from May, a Full of Charm, and then 3 Cozy Christmas, 2 Wrapped in Cheer, and then I've got 3 from February. So those are what I have for past paper pumpkins. And if you're curious, they're all listed there. And then I've got my ink, paper, scissors / play and creates, which I think there's only one play and create in here. It's called the Good Feelings. And so when you click on it, it takes you into my event on my website, which was from April of 2024. So just knowing that this is here and you can click on the links. Now, this doesn't always tell you the quantities that I have. So I'm going to go through today and mention what I have for quantities. So all of the dark names of the classes are hyperlinked, or they should be. And then here we get to 3 card classes. So the ink, paper, scissors are always fee-based. And the older ones that I have and the ones that I have more of, I've been giving reduced rates on. So if you see Autumn Toile, and you see that it's $34 plus shipping, I've been knocking it down to $30, or I usually, at this point, I've been knocking $4 off and just making them an even $30. And sometimes I haven't been charging shipping. If it's the only thing you're getting, I charge shipping. But let's say you're getting a box with 10 things, I might only add $1 for shipping versus I normally add $2. So, right. So I look at the order in itself and then figure out how I can save people money with getting extra kits. So then you go down to the 3 card classes and the 4 card classes and the 5 card classes. Those are ones that are fee-based, or you can get free with an order. So those are always listed here, again, that you can just click on the name of the class, and then it shows you the pictures of the cards to see if you're interested in them. And then we've got the 4 or 5 card classes, and then I have a Stamp-a-Stack left, which I still have here. I can show it to you. I think I'm down to 3. You guys, last year we did this in May. It was May of last year, and I ended up having 26 extra. That's how many I had forecasted over. And we're down to 3. So all year long, we've been picking away at that one. So that's good. I'm down to 1 Winter Escape from last year. I have just a couple from the autumn. I have 3 or 4 from this winter one. And the Palooza, I just looked. It's not 4. I actually have 7 or 6. So, oh, the Fall Palooza I have 4, and then I have 6 for the Spring Palooza. So, and at this moment, there are no order-based classes. I'm moving the Greenery Lane. That was an order-based class in January. I'm moving that to fee-based. So it's up in the fee-based section. So what happens is I do that quarterly order-based class, and it's order-based in the moment, and then if it runs out, it runs out. But if it stays active for over 3 months, then I move it to a class that people can pay for. So I believe that Greenery Lane, I have just 2 left. So I'm going to move those 2 classes into the fee base where you could pay for them versus placing an order to get them for free. We always do the quarterly order based class just to help us end our quarter as strong as possible from a sales perspective. Hi, Sue Deppis, you just got home. Yay. All right. And Sana is so excited that they're going to be getting Paper Pumpkin. I know, that was a great announcement at Onstage for our friends in Australia and in Europe. And that's great that you're going to get them in England. So hi, Mary Schreiber. All right, so I'm going to take a sip of water because I know once I get started, you guys, I won't take more water until I'm done. So you'll be able to yell at me for that. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee because I need some caffeine in my head. And then I think I'm ready to go. Are you guys ready? So I know Shirley Natali is excited. I think she's the most excited to watch this video. She's getting together a group of friends, and they're going to be making some of my card kits together. And so she wants to know which ones I have multiples of. So I'm going to make sure for you, Shirley, I'm going to say if I have more than 6 or if I don't, so that you know what you could get. Okay. Well, first on the list is, and it's not even happened yet, but I'm going to start with this one because we are starting a waiting list for this one, and we have already started a waiting list. And I think the waiting list is already at 12. You guys surprised the heck out of me. I wasn't so certain the bugs were going to be a hot seller in general, and so we planned for 64 for me and 8 for Kelly for in-person, so we're at 72. We've gone for ink, paper, scissors. We've gone as high as 120 and sold out. And then the next time I did 120, which I thought would be a hot seller, we still have 20 left. It just, it's so hard. That's why I end up with extra. So with this bug one here, I'm actually doing this class on Monday night. So it's the 30th. But at this moment, I don't have any left. And I can't just go whip them up because, I could whip them up, the envelopes and the kits and stuff, but the ladybugs are out till later this month. I'm sorry, they're out till later next month because we're not in April yet. And then this Rick Rack ribbon is out as well. So what I did for this one, and I even have it mentioned on here, that if you want to do the wait list, you can. And make sure you fill that out in the registration form. But I have it right here. The Cute as a Bug is listed here, and kits are available to ship in May. So so again, I'm going to be making at least 12. I'm looking maybe even doing 16. But this is what we're going to be doing live on Monday night. So this one, there was 3 fun folds, and then this guy, which was heavy on the die cutting. And so it was just, I love this card so much. I love my purple caterpillar. He's adorable, and I can picture him in with the berry patch, and he's just la 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 la. I'm out for a stroll carrying my amazingly pretty green leaf with a ladybug on it, and looks all cute and stuff. So I just love this card. And this one, you guys, is a fun fold. So if you, again, it's just the waiting game and being a little patient to get the kits for this class. So it's just, I didn't realize how much I was going to love that purple caterpillar. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then the matching envelopes on these. And then this one too was a little bit of an easel card, a vertical easel card, I guess. And so with a little toggly. So another one, cloud cover with blackberry. I guess that's the blackberry that's getting me on these cards. So you guys are loving them as well. So we are going to be making more. Hi, Margene Eskelson. The whole suite. So Debbie loves the whole suite. Yeah. So I love it. I love it. I love it. So I was going to look, you guys. I'm just going to take a moment to gander. So the Cute as a Bug paper, I don't know if it's going to go on Last Chance or not. I had an idea for the Stamping Fun on the Sun. So the event that I'm doing in May, I got a pop-up card from somebody, and I've done a pop-up card. So it's like a box like this. It goes flat. You can make it A2 size. You can make it bigger. But what it is a box, a cube, let's say, and then you put some dividers in it that are free, like kind of freestanding, but they're connected on the side. And then you use window sheets and you can have things popping up. And so I was thinking of making this pop-up box where the sides go down and having all your insects and things, the ants marching and the caterpillars walking, and then the butterflies flying and the bees flying, and having a pop-up box. So it's flat, and then when you open it up, the things. And I was thinking of doing that for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. But I can only really do that if if this paper does. I'm torn because I don't want to really feature last chance product on an event that's coming up. I would want to feature new product. So I'm looking for feedback. Would you love to see an insect pop-up card featuring cute as a bug for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun as one of, like, it wouldn't be I think maybe what we do is 2 pop-up boxes for the mini class, or I'm not sure what we'll do, but I was thinking of featuring that as one of the projects for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. But again, it's not new product. It would be potentially carryover product. But I'm waiting to see the last chance list. I believe it goes live for us on April 1st. If it goes on last chance, then I'd have to make that decision immediately. So, and if it doesn't go on last chance, then I'd be like, okay, well, how do people feel about it? Do they care if the bugs are not new? And I guess, so that's why I'm looking for feedback. I'm toying that in my head. So I guess because you guys are loving them so much, I'd love to have a bug kit. I love ladybugs. Oh, Asana. And Connie says, yes. Okay, so this is coming up. You can still get kits. You just won't maybe get them till May. All right, so this is the class, the most recent class. We did this on Thursday night. And this is the Easter Joy class that I did as the sweet class. And again, you guys, I made 72. I've been making 72 of the sweet class since December. And I'm almost out of all the other ones, but I have all of these left. So surely for this one, if this is an interest to you, there's at least 20 here. So there is lots left over of the Easter Joy class, and it was the Easter on its way. All right, so those were the 4 cards. So this is a sweet bundle class that I did for the month of March, and it was free with an order, or you could pay for it. So lots of the Easter's on its way. All right. That's what I've got for that. Now, I'm going to just start grabbing boxes. Oh, let's talk about this guy. So, I had a lady, Phyllis Wilson, and if she's watching and she's still out there, she needs to let me know immediately, because she registered for the Memories and More class that I did, and I have not been able to reach out. I mean, I've tried reaching out to her 4 times, and it's an 18 card class because it was 6 cards times 3. So I really only have one of these. I'm at the point where I've tried. I can't do anything more. And if I can't reach her, then this kit needs to get go to somebody else. So so there might be one, and I know Christmas is over, you guys, but I give people as many chances as I can, and I hang on to things for a long time, it seems. On the back, I just stay on the back counter. She had registered for the class, but not paid for it. I was trying to collect payment, and I never heard back from her. And not to call her out on that, but I just want to know if she's out there and she wants it, definitely reach out to me. But I'm at the point where I'm pulling it out and making it available for somebody else that is interested. So definitely reach out to me if you are interested in. I have one left, and how I have it kitted up here is you have all of the envelopes and the cardstock, and then I've got the ribbon gems and the Memories and More pack ready for you. So yeah, it doesn't happen often, you guys. I would have to say, when people register for things and I have them sign up, I would have to say 99% of the time I don't have to email 4 times, but I don't know. Sometimes, I will say, sometimes people don't get emails and they go in their spam folder and they don't know that. So yeah. So if you are interested, I will put you on a waiting list for that, and we could look to ship it in April. But I was just hoping to mention her name so that in case she is watching, she'd be like, yes, I still want that for the Christmas cards this year. All right. So I can say now that this one is that sweet jar. That's done. I can take those out of there. Wonderful. All right, so let's go through here. So we had just kind of looked at the Good Feelings game night. Quincy Bridge, the bugs would be amazing. Retired or not would be cute, and the technique is always welcome. Good, good, good. You hope it doesn't go to last chance. I want to get this, but grandbabies for Easter week and paid for their holiday home. Oh, that's so sweet, Zana. I hope you enjoy the time with them. So Good Feelings game night. has these 5 cards. This was where you got a roll of ribbon, the gems, and then also 5 card kits, and then a quarter pack of the designer series paper. So that one, I've got maybe, I think there's about 5 or 6 left. I'd have to look for certain, Shirley, but it's maybe 5 or 6. Now to market, this ink, paper, scissors, I have about 15 left. So this would be another one that would be good. And what I'm going to consider doing on these guys too, the ones that I have a lot of, the ink, paper, scissors, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the DSP intact with the 4 card kits and then cut the gems and the ribbon up to be exactly what's needed for each of the card kits and convert these potentially to a regular class versus an ink, paper, scissors. So surely I do have a lot of this one available, at least 15, I think. So that was to market. This one involved a lot of fussy cutting though. So there were some dies, but like the flowers, those definitely were fussy cut. So that was to market, ink, paper, scissors. Lynn says, interested to know how you packaged that large set. What do you mean packaged that large set? You mean, are you talking about the Memories and More class? Is that what you're referring to as the large set? How I packaged it? I guess I'm gonna, no. Is the question, how do I package this? So the cards are mine, and so how I put this in a package is I mail it just like this, and I use cardboard and put it into a bubble mailer. So that's small enough to put into a bubble mailer. Now, if that person also gets like a ton of other things, I end up putting it in a box. So I have Forever Love. I have 3 left of this one. I just did a count. So there was this was Forever Love ink, paper, scissors of February of 2 years ago. So I think it wasn't last year, it was the year before. You really only need a little bit of you need sentiments and a little bit of stamping with the flowers. But yeah, I have 3 of this one left. Oh, Lynn, I put that into a bubble mailer with a piece of cardboard on the back side of it so that the cardboard helps protect the cardstock. So Latokia Trigg had reached out to me. She had gotten, so I used to not use cardboard, but what happens is sometimes the corners get bent. So what I started to do is I take a piece of cardboard that is the same size as this, and I put that next to it. And then I put this stuff right. I always put the gems in upside down so that they don't have their gems go all over. So I just put them like this, and then I put like that, and then I go like that. And then that goes into a bubble mailer. All right, so the butterfly bokeh, you betcha. The beautiful butterfly or butterfly bokeh, this was an ink, paper, scissors. I have, I don't think I have over 6 left. I think I have about 5 left. So this one is the March ink, paper, scissors from last year. Sentiments is what you needed. This one was a really cool card because it's like a baby card on a card, right? So that flipped up like that. So that was the ink, paper, scissors. Ink, paper, scissors, these are always fee-based. You'll get the sprinkles, the ribbon, and then the quarter pack of DSP. And then this one is the, oh, Season of Chic. So this one's done. It can officially come out of this box. Oh, man. And this one I had a couple people that, I had names on the back. I don't know who they are. We had drawn their name for winning a prize, but they never reached out to me to give me their address. So that's why they made it there. Okay. Then we have here Delicate Pines, I think. This was Delicate Pines ink, paper, scissors. Or Pine Trees. Delicate Pines. It was November's ink, paper, scissors. And this one, there were 5 cards. And so for this one, surely I have over 5. I have over 6 of this one left. So this one was the Delicate Pines ink, paper, scissors. So you made 5 cards with this one. You guys, you'll notice that I always do a lot of die cutting and embossing on cards. So when you're looking at stuff, generally all you need are some sentiments. But in this case, there's a little pine bough snowflake that you could stamp, or you could stamp something else on there. You betcha, Lynn. Yeah, right. So you got to watch out for the corners, and that's exactly what Latokia had said. She's like, well, I could bend them back, but you know, it's better not to get corners damaged. So I started putting cardboard in probably 3 years ago. All right, so that's the Delicate Pine Snowflake ink, paper, scissors. I have the Lights of Aurora Borealis, and this one was the December ink, paper, scissors. So those are the ones that are left. That would be in my purple book. I can look this one up. And see, you guys, I spilled water all over my book. So it's pretty crunchy at this point. I have 5 left of this one. And then the November ink paper scissors. Yeah, it's like a bunch. Like more, definitely more than 6 for the November IPS. But I only have 5 left for this one. The Lights of Aurora, you got the Balmy Blue ribbon. And these little, the pink and purple and blue gems. And then the quarter pack of DSP. So lots of die cutting on that one. All done for you. In January, we had the lovely Blossoms ink paper scissors, and they looked like this. And what's cool about ink paper scissors is you always have enough designer paper to decorate your envelopes. And so there was that one, that guy, and on this one too, Shirley, I would have over 6 available, and I would set it up that I'd get you 4, all the sets of card kits you want, and then a couple rolls of ribbon, and then I could get you a couple packs of gems, and then the DSP to go with each card kit so that people would cut their own paper. So that one I have plenty left. That I do know. Okay. And then in February we had Lovely and Beautiful, and that's what I gotta find where these envelopes went. Okay, so this one was really cool because it opens like that and like that. And then we've got our purple, Licious, and then we got a wedding card. And then this is my Mac Daddy favorite. Oh yeah. That's the Kool-Aid man would say, oh yeah. So on that one, for Lovely and Beautiful, so I have for February, there's over 6 left of that one too. So there's a chunk there. That's probably a dozen. So surely this would be another good one for you. All right, so that one's the Lovely and Beautiful ink paper scissors. And then I believe there's 2 more in this box. And then I can put these away. Because this is my ink paper scissors box. This one is the Autumn Toile. Oh, this one is so cool. I love the earthen paper. So shiny. You definitely needed to have stamps with this one. Something, because this tree is stamped, and I can't do any stamping for you. So I believe for this one, I have 3 or 4 left. 2 or 3 or 4 left. I'd have to look for certain, but really pretty cards. But again, you need to have stamps, and that's really hard, because if you really like the cards as they are and you don't have the stamps, then you might not be excited to get it. So that one just needed a sentiment, but we definitely tried for some fall cards with this class. And just a couple left of that one. And then this was the autumn class from 2025 or 24. No, it was 25. This one was 8 cards, right? So crazy. Surely this would be a great one for you because I have over 15 left of this one. So you get there was the wild wheat ribbon, and then these fallsy dots. But there were 2, we did these in pairs because there was so much pretty designer paper and we wanted to use each sheet at least once. So we designed 2 similar cards. So it's like 4 cards, but actually 8 cards. So these 2 are similar designs. And then just the designer paper was amazing. So 2 similar designs, but similar. And then 2 puzzle cards, right? Susan Campfield did that flying... I think it was Susan Campfield that did these, and maybe I'm wrong, but we saw her doing the puzzle cards, and it was like, oh man, puzzle cards, let's show them off. So there's that puzzle, was 8 pieces, and then this one was 4 puzzle pieces. And it's like, they're not really puzzle pieces, they're just rectangles, right, that line up and match together, but really pretty, right? So you have 2 of those, and then there's 2 like this. And these are very simple cards because they're just the designer paper. You didn't want to cut it up and chop it, and it just was so pretty from a focal standpoint. So there's 8 cards. So we thought we had some easier layouts and some harder layouts, and then we did 8 with that one. And I don't know, lots left over. This is the one where we had 120 the year before and ran out, and so we did 120 for this one thinking that people would love it, and then we still have 20 left. I have no idea. So that's how that goes though. All right, so that's this box. It was Susan Campfield that did the puzzle. Okay, good. She also, what I had in my head was the Flying Finch, but that wasn't the Flying Finch card. I did case her Flying Finch card, though, because it was super cool. And she's super amazing. All right. That box is done. We still have some more boxes. So let's look at this one. So from February, I did the Brushed with Beauty class. 1, 2, 3, 4 left of this one. And it featured the butterfly, the bokeh butterfly on this one. And then you received them yesterday. Oh, good job, Margine. Yay. All right. Hopefully that was a pleasant delight, like a delightful thing to see. Oh, I got extra cards to make. All right. So those were the 4 cards. So this one was free with an order, or you could pay for it. And these, again, I only have 4 left. And that was from February's Sweet Bundle. So again, we did 72 and I only have 4 left. All right. Then from November, nope. What is this one from? Oh, this slips right here. I can't remember if it was November or October. This was November. So November's Sweet Bundle was Peaceful Garden. And we have over 6, right? So there's definitely 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 6 or 7 there. So those 2. And then it made these 2. And this one was... that could be like our bird flying. So, yeah. All right. So that was the Peaceful Garden. And... over here, I have just 2 left, right? Because there's 4 and 4. We have 2 left here of the 4. Oh, I love this card. You guys are going to, every time I'm going to show this card, you're going to be like, oh, she must love that card because she gets so excited. It's the purple with the petunia with peacock, and I love the silver with it. This one screams me. So this was Florals in Bloom, and it was the Sweet class for August of last year. And I only have 2 left. Again, we made 96 of this one, and I only have 2 left. So, yay. All right, so that's it for this bucket. I'll move on to the next bucket. Oh, actually, I've got 2 here. So this would be a great one for you, Shirley, because there's definitely more than 2 here. This was the December Delicate Pines Let's Just Stamp. So there's probably 10 there at least. And then these cards looked like this. And so they featured some snowflake designer paper. And we went with a blue theme on these. We normally make 60. And for this one, we made 68. So I can understand why we had extra, because we don't normally make a lot. In December, you guys take some time off in December. You're definitely not making as many card classes, I think. You might be stamping more for yourself with your Christmas cards, but in December we always notice a lull. So I've got to get it in my head to make less in December. So, because I'll be finding, you'll see I have lots left over for December's. This is one from last year. This was the Sweet Bundle class in March. Again, I think we made 96 because we were making 96s back then. And I have definitely, Shirley, a lot here. So this one's very available. And if you didn't want a 1 on here, you could always stamp a sentiment, but you did get a 1 in here. And if you happen to have numbers, you could make whatever numbers you want there or stamp a different sentiment. But this was very little stamping and lots of sentiments. All of these are the die cuts that were from the designer series paper. So that was called Wildflower Birthdays Sweet class. Okay, so that's it for those 2 boxes. Let me move those here. I don't have an assistant here today. I can grab them. All right. This guy. Oh, there's a hunky right down here. Sorry, buddy. I'll roll you over. Oh my goodness, poor kitten. He's in his blankie down here. All right. This one is... okay, watch the stamp sign design. Another one, Shirley, that I've got plenty left for you, if you're interested in this one. So there was a New Year's card, there was a Halloween card, and then there was a Christmas card. And that was called the sign design. And you need a stamp there. You need words and then words. Then there was just one. Marjorie helped me out, and Gloria took one of these. So we're down to 1 of this one. This is the April of 25. So last year, this is the monthly class. So there's just one little guy left of this one. It had the dinosaur, it had the floral, and it had the lobster. Oh, man. Oh, you can tell I'm talking a lot, and I'm not getting oxygen to my brain. Okay, so those are those. You do need something to stamp for the dinosaur, and otherwise it's words, words, and words, and these are designer series paper, so you don't have to worry about them. So one left there. All right, January monthly class from just earlier this year, in 2026, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probably here. All right, this one was our kissing booth with the Valentine's kisses. So you do need to stamp some focal images. I know Faye Godby, she used the crocodiles. It was really cute. We've got a sympathy card here, but you could use it for whatever you want. And then we've got a calendar. So these are a little time sensitive here. I need to get these out into people's hands so they can still use the calendars this year. All right, so that's the January monthly. All right, let's move this stuff out. All right, next couple boxes are these. All right, I have just 2 left of this one. Pop-up petals, let's just stamp from last month. All right, so we had this, guys. So you need some sort of flowers in your pot. We need some flowers on our pot. And then we have our little card on a card. And flowers. Flowers. Again, we need for those. So I have 2 left of this one. And that's not so bad. I think we did 56 of this one last month. So to have 2 left is not so crazy. And then for let's just stamp for this month is called Springtime Scenes. And there's at least 1, 2, 3, there's at least 6 or 7 left here. And I lost my little golden ticket. I gotta keep there's something going on. I'm missing a golden ticket. And I wonder if that's right here. Easter Joy March Monthly. I just had a Springtime Scenes Easter ticket floating around, and I wonder if that's... Whenever I have extra ones, I put them in the drawer here so that I use them as scratch paper. Huh, okay. So I will put a Post-it note here so that I remember that. Okay. The Springtime Scenes, we just did this class last Monday. So we have our Ladybug Picnic, You Brighten My Day, and then Happy Birthday. Very bright and cheerful for spring. So that was the Springtime Scenes. You need a leaf for stamping and a plant here, and otherwise just words. So definitely have Tigger! Hi, big boy! We have a kitten in the sink. All right, so that was Springtime Scenes. All right, so this one is Let's Just Stamp for January. So surely lots of them here. This was called Words and Petals of Beauty. So definitely more than 6 on this one. So you need flowers. I will have to say this one is heavily intensive with stamping flowers. All 3 cards, flowers, flowers, flower. Perfect. Okay. And that is called Let's Just Stamp from January. It's called Words and Petals of Beauty. Choose your words. All right, so these 2 boxes, I'm going to walk them away. Okay, kitten. Hello, handsome. This box has the Kellogg launch party, which surprises me. There are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's exactly 6 here. Fun folds, okay? So gotta get your fun fold on. We had a Valentine's Day card. So it was a card, and a card. You open it up. Lots of layers. This is the thick card. This one, I loved the brown with the Darling Duckling. And then we have our diorama card. So our little bunny spins in here. And then we had our Brush with Beauty here with a gift card. So there are 6 of that one left. And then the Greenery Lane I had mentioned a little bit ago. that I believe that there were 2 left, and I believe that is correct. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. So these feature all that washi tape, right? So all that washi tape. So how it works is you'll get, we had one section and we gave that to people already on white paper so that all you to do is die cut them out. And then these are the cards. I like that one. It's the blackberry. I love my blackberry. Oh yeah. Gonna love it in an instant. Okay, so that one is Greenery Lane, 2 left, available for purchase as well. Right, so he's done. And I have the In Color Retirement class from last year. Definitely made too many of that one, but oh, so surely there's definitely more than 6. And it was the retiring colors of Moody Mauve, Copper Clay, Pebble Path, Boho Blue, and Wild Wheat. And there were 2 different designs, and you want a mixture. So there was that one design, and you got like 3 of those, and then you got 2 of this. And the colors, you got a mixture, right? So you either got 3 of this pattern and 2 of this pattern, or vice versa, and then you had at least 1 of each color. And so all you needed were sentiments, and we had enough for envelopes that you got an envelope flap as well to decorate your envelope flap. This one I also have, it looks like 6 left of this one, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 left of this one. This was the monthly class from March of last year, and it had Memorable Blooms, and the Faith Collection stamp set, and then the Weather Together Under My Umbrella or something along those lines. The glitter was really pretty on there. So that one I have, I think 8 left, it looks like, from the monthly class. All right, then this tub has a couple in it. Not more than 6 here though. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of this one. It was Wild Fern. That looks familiar. There's a new fern set out. And then we have the Sunrise Sunset card here. So all you need to do is some ink blending and then a sentiment. And then this card, you had one color or the other. It was either the Pool Party or the Coral. Coral, but same layout. And 4 left of that's the monthly class, was from February of 24. Now this one, surely I definitely have more than 6. This one is the Let's Just Stamp Poised Peony. It was December of 24. And you definitely need to stamp some flowers or some sort of a focal image. You have a whole palette right here, a little white. It's actually not a big palette, but you have a rectangle that you can stamp whatever you want on. And then we have a sentiment. Same thing here. You could stamp whatever you want on there. And then we've got the flower. Flower. Okay. That one, definitely more than 6 available there. This guy is, so I've got 1 left of each of these. This one is the Memorable Blooms Let's Just Stamp from February. Again, you need flowers or something to stamp on your card, the white pieces here. And then some flowers there, a sentiment. Very cheerful and bright. And then this one was the Zinnia from January of 25. You definitely needed some flowers. So it's really hard with flowers because you really need some flower stamps. When we use flowers in our card designs, you don't have to use the exact flowers, but to have some sort of flowers is good to have. So there's 1 left of each of those. Okay, so let me move these guys out. Here. Okay, then let me bring this box in before it falls over on me. This one, this was that Wildflower birthday Stamp-a-Stack that we did. It made 15 cards, 5 bags, 5 tags, and 5 mini cards. right? So I have 3 left. It was a Stamp-a-Stack, okay? So another one where I reduced the price to 50. I think we had it at 65 and I dropped it down to 50. And it includes the full pack of designer paper. It includes the pack of gems. It includes the white ribbon. And so some card designs were duplicated. Some they're singles. It's just, we tried to be really strategic about how to use the designer series paper. So, but lots of cards. So it was really cute. For this one, you could take 3 cards and put them in each of the bags, add a tag to the handle, and then also put a little card in it. And you could have gifted these to people. So yeah, that was the Wildflower Stamp-a-Stack. Down to 3. Then I have, back here, I have 1, 2, 3 left of the Sale-a-Bration Fun Folds, well, the launch class from January of last year. So it was, hi Jane, hi Sherry Ott, that guy, and then this one, and that goes up like that. Oh, that doesn't need to be there. And then I have an easel card. We kind of cut a kit apart and made it into an easel card. And then that had a matching envelope. And then our mushroom card was like that. So just 3 of that one left. Okay, I have 1 left of the Sale-a-Bration Hoorah Rah from February of last year. And we have the lobster card, the mushroom card, like that. This one's cool when you open that up. It's the accordion fold. And then we've got the fruit card, like that. Okay, so there's 1 left of that one. And then I do have some of Rose Coleman's. I kit up her class. I've been doing it exact numbers now, so a lot of these are from last year, but I have Friends for Life. You'd have to go look to see what they look like because I don't have samples here, but I have 3, 4, 5 Friends for Life. And then there's a Celebrating Sips, a Gathering Meadows, and a Memorable Bloom. So I have a few of those from Rose Coleman, her technique class. I do have a few embellish or ribbon shares that I had left from, this was from the fall. I had 2 ribbon shares left from the fall, and I have 3 that are left from last spring catalog. So if you're interested in ribbon shares, let me know. And then I have the Beautiful Gallery class here. So there are 6 left of the Beautiful Gallery. It was the order-based class, but now you can purchase it. And this one was one of those where those 3 pieces kind of pop up. And then we have that guy, that one, and that one. So the 4-card class. I have 6 there. Twisted in Time. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left of the Twisted in Time one here. And this was an order-based class, but now it's available. And when we used to do the order-based class, we sometimes would use sale-a-bration paper, and we put 6 sheets in there. So then you would cut your own. All right, so this one is from the Faith collection. So it's the sentiment got pulled from there. And then there's the big oak tree, and you would need to stamp something there. These are die cut for you. You need some words. And then this is also die cut for you. You just got to use some words. So that was Twisted in Time. And that takes care of this box. Let me move that back out. Okay. This whole one, tons of them here. This was the January monthly class. Oh, sorry, December monthly class. That's what I said, you guys. You guys like stopped taking classes in December. You got busy, which makes sense. But all of these are available for the December monthly class. And this was the pop-up petals we used there, and then 2 wintry cards there. So lots there. And then this one was from January of last year, was the monthly class from 25. Help Me Grow. or maybe something with grow. There's a new set that's called Help Me Grow, but this is the old grow. And then we had 2 more Valentine's Day, they could be anniversary, birthday cards, but with pink. So that's January monthly, more than 6 definitely on that one. And then this guy was the August monthly of 24. There's only 2 left of that one. I'm surprised the yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, and it's still here. Our happy home of the submarine is there yet. Seashell by the seashore, and then our fish. So that was, I've got 2 left of that guy. And then on this box, I have a bunch in this one. So more than 6 here. This is the Modern Christmas from December. And this one was, well, lots of black in this. This one's with Cherry Cobbler. That one was with Cherry and Shaded Spruce. This one we did with Peacock, and then that one we did with white. So more than 6 on this one for the Modern Christmas. I have one left of a Let's Just Stamp featuring With You in Mind. And it was back in March of last year. And so Purplelicious, using the back side of the bee paper, in case you don't recognize it. The front side had lots of purples with bees. Okay, so one left of that one. And then this guy, there's definitely more than 6. This is July monthly class from 24. So definitely more than 6. And you just need some sentiment, some clouds to stamp. And then the dragonflies got stamped in some splotchies, and then a background here. So that was Translucent Florals, Inspiring Snapdragons, and Loveliest Tree. So that was monthly class. All right, let me get these out of here. And I have this box yet for card classes. Okay, and this one was the Artful Amaryllis. There's more than 6 here. I think there's just about 6. This was from November of 24. So you definitely need focal images to stamp on these cards. This one was more Christmassy, but you could definitely make these not Christmassy, I think, if you weren't going for Christmas cards. Gather together, we gather together to sing the Lord's praises, right? So gathering together is September of 25. And you get to sew like you're back in kindergarten or maybe 8th grade. I don't know. You get your yarn needle out and we'll sew some with the gold twine here. But you just need a sentiment there, a sentiment here, and sentiment there, and there. So very fallsy, right? Fall's around the corner now, isn't it? We're getting to spring, and then we'll have summer, and then we'll have fall. Definitely, Shirley, I have more than 6 on that one. This guy, I do have 3 more that are in a box that I have to locate. Storybook Moments. So there's 1, 2, I think I have 3 more. So I think that I really do have 5 for this one. So I feel like it's behind me down here in a box for some reason. I don't know why I think I need to add a decent piece of DSP to one of the packs. So these are the Storybook Moments cards. They're cutesy with the little chipmunks, and some have little rabbits on. These are all the die cuts from the paper, so you didn't need to have those stamps at all. Generally, you just needed inks and some stamps for sentiments, and then some blending brushes for some skies. And yeah, so that was the Storybook Moments. I think that there are 5 available. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to switch gears. I do have some escapes left, and I had mentioned that a few escapes. So the escape from last year, the Winter Creative Escape, where it included a speaker, this awesome little cute speaker, where you can listen to stuff on it, like music or classes. That was the attendance gift. And then we also have the designer series paper, an embellishment share, ribbon share, a prize patrol. I had these little guys made up, little sending sunshine lemon big little packet for your purse of Kleenexes, and then your card kits. We always did an exclusive button, and the cards for this one, there were I think 9, and those were the 9 cards. So I do have, I think, just 1 left now of this one or 2, and then for the escape for This past year, it was this here. So you got the DSP card kits. The cards looked like this. So it's like a card class on steroids. And then you have your embellishment share, a little pillow gift, your ribbon share, prize patrol. We had these where a little button was made up like that. And then the Be Happy is what we put on your metal bowl for you have, so you can use that with your dies. And then different little pillow gifts with it as well. So we do have, I think, I can't remember if it's 4 or 6 of this one available. But what's great is you got all the card kits all here. And then we've already cut your DSP, so all you got to do is stamp and assemble. Okay, so there's the Winter Creative Escape from this year. We also have an Autumn Creative Escape. Now, for some reason, I can't find the cards for this one. They're around, so I can't really show them off right now. But this one had the fold. We had a little phone stand. I gotta grab one of these and put it upstairs because it has the little Be Happy on it, and you can adjust it to how you need it for your phone. And this one had, I think, 9 card kits as well. And then we always have the matching button for each one. The 3D project for this guy we had cased. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's from that thing. Okay, I can throw that away. We have your card kits, your little pillow gifts, and then your ribbon share, your embellishment share. There was the DSP. And then this was the one where we cased Hope. Toy made a card for me like that. And then we did that as the 3D project. And so, you guys, I still haven't finished mine. That's Mom and Dad. They went to Alaska with me. And I was going to put that in my book. And then there's my team when we went to Raleigh. So I was going to make a little brag book here. My little bow's already gotten squished. Let's go like that. And so that's what I was going to, I haven't glued so I've got it ready. I just haven't glued my pictures in yet, right? So I had it all set. There's Naughty Nancy, in case you guys are wondering. She's naughty. In a good way. She made you blush. There's that. And then on the back here, I was going to have this guy go back there. And then Mom and Dad, I figure out there's a spot they were going to go. So I got to glue my pictures in, you guys. Someday I'm going to glue my pictures in. Yeah. So, yep. That's that. So the picture, if anybody's interested in this and you really want to see what the cards look like, just call me. I'll send you a collage so that you can see them. And the other thing too is if you go to my events calendar in September, which is when the event was. Oh, you know what? It's down here. If you go into the past stuff here, past winter here, you can click here. And then if you scroll down, way down here, that's where the cards are. So these were must be 9 cards that we did for this class. So the collage is there. So, yeah, so that's there. And that I have that at the bottom of everyone. So those are the escapes that are extra at the moment, and not many, just a few. It's really hard to forecast. And then for the Palooza, I have the Fall Palooza here, which you got your paper, and then pillow gifts. We had some camping mugs made up that say crafting is my happy place. The pins are what amaze me the most. We do acrylic pins for the Palooza, and I absolutely love what Kelly designs for me. I give her ideas, and then she just runs with them. So this one had, I have some of the cards here. I just don't have all of them. I have 6 of them, I believe. And the same thing, though, is there's a collage at the bottom of the event that you can see what they look like. And this is just half of them. Those are the half that I made live. I just got to figure out. I have the other half somewhere. I don't know. I went to look for them right before I went to do this, and I couldn't find them really fast, so I just let it be. And then there's another Palooza. Let's get this out. The lights out here. I have that's the Fall Palooza. And then for the Spring Palooza that's going on right now, I still have 7 left, I believe, 6 or 7. And I do have the cards right here. I left them right by the live station so that you guys could see. There's 16 cards that you're doing with the Palooza. The PDF is written, sent out. We did live videos. Oh, look at the little guys. They're was so cutesy. We did live videos on how to make the cards. So that's all set, ready to go. Valentine's, you can always use it next year. These guys, St. Patty's that you can always use next year. But check out, this was one of our, Kelly and I came up with this. Taste the rainbow with your St. Patty's Day card. The pot of gold at the end, right? And then with this one, the attendance gift, what we had in here for everybody, there's a marker, and it says cut straight to the creativity. And so you've got a marker on one end, and then you've got a box cutter. Oh man, go in there. There. You got a box cutter on the other end. So keep this by where you're Stampin' Up, where you open your Stampin' Up boxes, right? And so you're going to cut straight to the creativity. And I'm going to put that right back in here. The other gift was the telescoping wand, which people have been saying they've been using it, which is awesome. So the wand is magnetic and it's a flashlight. And so there's a magnet here. And then what happens is it's a wand that is telescoping. So you can put it underneath your couch and you can find, look at that. You can find your dies that you accidentally drop behind the register or the vent or under your table underneath, you know, so you don't have to bend down and pick it up. You can use your wand here. And then also it's a flashlight. So what happens is if you got to take something out, you got to set it up. Oh, that thing right there, right? That's what you need to take away. Otherwise the battery doesn't work. And then there is a button, right? So that you've got a flashlight on top of it, right? So that was, and it says on here, illuminate your creativity, right? And we got the little baby bee on there for you guys. All right, now the best thing in the whole box, though, what I absolutely love the most, I think, out of everything, is the pin that we made for this Palooza. So look at that. This is now, so I was doing the other Paloozas with Amanda Waltert, and then we transitioned to Kelly because Amanda's schedule is too busy. So Kelly and I we merged our brands together with the rainbow and the bee. And there's a little hive in the middle of the O there. So cute. So the button here, and I know Rosie Talent, if you're watching, I have one right here with your name on it. So we accidentally, Rosie's been worried she wasn't going to get a pin, but Rosie, I have it right here for you. Don't worry, my friend. I have yours, and once we mail out your package, it'll be in there, I promise. But you guys, we try very hard not to miss anything in packages, but it happens. So we always make it right to get you what you deserve. So, all right. And what you guys are expecting. All right, so that is the Spring Palooza, and I still have 7 left of that one. And then we made some little pillow. Krista Drenke helps make the little pillow gifts. We got hot cocoa and a little Kit Kat, so that's that. And then there's also Prize Patrol in there for you guys. So the Prize Patrol that we include for you, we've got the sponge daubers in here. And then we also include on this one, because you need this for your cards, your Prize Patrol is that. So not to ruin the surprise, but your Prize Patrol are those 2 items. Yay. Okay. Then DSP samplers. I have these. In case you're newer to me and don't know I do these, they're a great reference tool. They are, you glue the little squares and the cardstock swatches down, and then you have a book. So we have the annual catalog, we have the fall catalog, and I have the last spring catalog. I'll show you what this is all about. Let me get my book really quick. In case people don't necessarily know what this is all about, it's a great reference tool. So you would glue your pieces in onto the white pages. I put mine in page protectors like this. So this was annual catalog of 23 to 24, and then I've got, it's a big one. Then the January, so this is 24 as well. I don't have any of those left, but this, okay, so the other binder is the more current ones, but this is great in case you have this paper and you don't know how the colors coordinate with it, or if you're looking for a specific print, this is a great reference tool. If you're a demonstrator and you host classes and like to sell the product, it's a great reference tool to show people what the designer paper looks like as well. So the other thing too that I didn't really share much of is yesterday was the exclusive tools. So I have my old guy that I used to babysit his kids for, he makes the bow makers. So there's bow makers that we have available. I have a lot of the caddies here available. So some, if you're on the team, they say Be Happy Stampers. And if you're not on the team, they say Be Happy. And so I've got caddies in purple and gray. I've got single glue holders. And a way to see that, let's see here. I do have them in the Beekeeper's Guide. And the Beekeeper's Guide, when you open that up, there's a spot for tools. And I have here, we have cloth garbages that hang off the edge for you to put your scraps in. And then the bow makers, adhesive erasers, ink erasers, the rulers that are these little 6-inch rulers. They're pretty great. And then that's the glue holder, the caddy, and then the caddy. And then there's a picture of it filled. So, okay. So those are things I didn't show off yesterday, but I do have them. And the wand is fantastic. You guys, as soon as people started getting the wand, they were messaging me and saying, oh my God, I found the die that was underneath my couch that I didn't even know was there. So it was so cool that because it fits underneath in tight spots. So yay. Okay, we did it. I don't know. We might have more stuff floating around somewhere that I need to show off, but at this moment, I think I have myself surrounded by all my past things, and I think I've pretty much gone through them all. The main thing is, like, I tried to go a little slower. I don't know if you noticed that, but I was trying to move slower. Sometimes that's hard to do, but it is the morning yet, so I'm still waking up, right? It's still, for me, I have 7 minutes of morning. If you want to, you can always go back and refer to the video. But the main thing is, I believe for the most part, when you go to my website, everything is for the most part here. I'm pretty certain. The one thing I think I might, no, I've got the spring and the fall palooza. I've got the escapes there. I think almost everything is here. So if you aren't certain of a class, just go look through the list here. And the only thing that's here is this Utterly Amazing. I think I have one left, but I have to find it. It's upstairs. I don't know why I carried it upstairs. I think I accidentally took it upstairs and in transition, but I might have one of the Otters class left, but I have to locate it. So, but I left it on here just in case I find it, because I think I know where it is. I just forget to look for it. But otherwise, everything in here, you can click on the links and it takes you right to the card. So if anybody filled out so amazing stuff. I think the last time I looked last night, there were over 50 registrations in within the first day. So if we went live, I went live at 2:30 by last night. So a day and a half, we had 50 registrations. And I normally get about 90 to 100, right? So half of the registrations came in the first day and a half. That's amazing. Phenomenal. So I did speak to Amanda. We were messaging last night. She's like, Chris, I'm on the first one. It took me an hour to do it. And I'm like, oh no. That's because there's so much stuff and Amanda's not used to all the things that are going on. So I told her that we'll have to figure out a way to make it so that I think once she gets like through 1 or 2 or 3 of them, she'll start to get a feel for what needs to happen, and then it'll go faster. It's just there's so much stuff, and it's overwhelming for her even to help me with it. So Debbie loves her 6-inch ruler. I do too. I use it. You guys see me using mine all the time, and I have 3 of them. I have one here. I have one in my to-go kit, and I have one upstairs. I actually have 2 upstairs, so I actually have 4 of them. But yeah, what else? So, if you filled out the registration already and now you want to add some past classes, you don't need to fill out another registration form. If you just send me a quick email that says, please add these past classes and then list them out, I can take that and paste it into your registration so that you don't have to have a second time that you have to roll through the whole registration just to add past classes. Now, if you haven't filled out your registration yet, you can add any past classes that you want to the registration. There's one spot in there that says, would you like to add any past classes, duplicates of kits, or paper pumpkins, and that's the section where you'd want to list everything. And we see that, and then what we'll do is it will incorporate everything all together. And things that I have of the past and that I have large quantities of, just know that whatever the price says, I don't have the bandwidth to go and update pricing on my website at all. Like there's other things that I'm working on. So just know that if you do order a bunch of past things, I will work on the pricing. So if it's a $19 class, and let's say I have 20 of them left, I'll put it down to 15, right? So I do that on an ad hoc basis as people request the classes. I don't do that as like, hey, flash sale, these are 25% off. Like, no, I don't have that. Is just, no, too confusing, too much. So like I do it on a one-off basis as people ask for them, and it all depends on what you get in your whole entire package that month. So, okay. Yeah, so like especially with the escapes that are from last year, those two, they normally are at 130, or if you're on the team 120. And for those, I've been putting them down to 90 and 100, and sometimes even they could be 80 and then plus shipping, right? So just know that I do those all as a per case basis, and I just try to make it fair for you. And I want to move things, but I also don't want to take it in the shorts in them either, right? So so I work with you on that too. So especially if you come to me with a list that's really long, it's like, okay, well, let's reduce pricing, and let's like maximum shipping between the whole thing might be only $20 versus if you would do full shipping on all of them, it could be a lot more. So yeah. All right. We did it. Okay. I'm going to sign off. It's noon. The noon whistle is going to go off, and I'm going to go get some lunch. And what we're working on today is bookkeeping and Stampin' Fun in the Sun strategy. So, all right, you guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs. We'll see you Monday night. Bye. Oh, wait, before I say bye, do you want to say hi to Hunky Noodle? I'll have you say hi to Hunky Noodle. He's been right here, and I think that he wants you to see him. You see him? Look at that. There's my kitten. Sleeping away. You look at how fat I'm really close to his head with my wheel. One time when I wheeled the chair back, I almost wheeled over his poor little head. And he's like, Mom, don't hurt me. But anyways, all right, now I'll sign off. Now that you got to see another kitten. All right, love you guys. Bye.